What's happening, Electro-Drive news fans? Get ready to rev your engines because the future of driving is unfolding at warp speed, and you're getting the inside track right here, right now. The pace of innovation is relentless, and staying ahead means knowing what's next before it even hits the road. From electrifying policy debates to mind-blowing tech upgrades, the automotive world never sleeps, and neither do we. We've got the stories that are shaping tomorrow today. Are you ready to dive in? Let's go. First up, a high-level official is pointing fingers, and the targets are none other than the titans of the auto and oil sectors, accusing them of spreading doubt about electric vehicles. This is happening at a critical moment as governments push for wider EV adoption. We'll break down who's saying what and why it matters for your next ride. Then, we're diving deep into the charging chaos. General Motors is rolling out a whole new set of adapters, and it's making the EV charging landscape more confusing than ever. Is this a step forward or a tangled mess? You need to know. Plus, get a load of this. Porsche is taking its electric Macan to a whole new level with more power, cutting-edge tech, and even in-car gaming. Yes, you heard that right, gaming while you charge. We'll break down all the details on what makes this luxury EV a true game-changer. And Porsche is doubling down on the upgrades for its electric Macan, enhancing its tech, adding a digital key, and boosting its practicality. We're talking about a smarter, more connected, and more user-friendly driving experience. Stick around, because you won't want to miss a single second of this electric revolution. Hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and let's get started. Fueling the debate, EV misinformation allegations. Federal Housing and Infrastructure Minister Gregor Robertson has sharply criticized the auto and oil industries, accusing them of actively promoting misinformation and propaganda regarding electric vehicles. This strong accusation comes at a pivotal time when the government is intensifying efforts to boost public adoption of EVs, aiming to address pressing national concerns of affordability and climate change. Minister Robertson has publicly condemned this alleged campaign as regrettable and immoral, emphasizing the significant challenges the country faces. He expressed his suspicion that these tactics are being employed by established players in the auto, oil, and gas sectors, whose primary motivation, he suggests, is to protect their existing market interests and deliberately slow down the transition to electric mobility. These remarks were made during a visit to Victoria, where he announced a substantial $22.7 million federal investment dedicated to the installation of 480 new electric vehicle charging stations across British Columbia. This announcement coincides with a recent Ipsos/Energy Futures Institute poll, which indicates a growing public skepticism towards provincial and federal mandates requiring a specific percentage of new vehicle sales to be fully electric. The federal government's mandates are ambitious, stipulating that 20% of new vehicles sold must be electric by 2026, escalating to 60% by 2030, and a full 100% by 2035. British Columbia's targets are even more aggressive, aiming for 26% by 2026, 90% by 2030, and complete electrification by 2035. However, leaked documents from BC's Ministry of Energy and Climate Solutions suggest a potential reconsideration of these provincial mandates, with the government acknowledging the challenging nature of achieving these goals due to a recent plateau in EV sales. While the ministry has not yet responded to requests for clarification, the sentiment is clear. The path to widespread EV adoption is facing significant hurdles. Barry Penner, chair of the Energy Futures Institute and former BC Liberal Environment Minister, advocates for the removal of mandates, arguing that the province is implementing policy prematurely. He estimates that by 2030, BC will require an additional 40,000 charging stations, a stark contrast to the just over 5,000 currently in place. Penner contends that forcing consumers to buy EVs before adequate charging infrastructure is available is putting the cart before the horse. He also voiced concerns about overwhelming dealerships with EVs they cannot sell, while simultaneously penalizing them for selling too many gasoline-powered vehicles. Dealers facing penalties for exceeding EV sales ratios or buying credits from other automakers could inadvertently funnel significant funds to companies like Tesla, which is a major supplier of these credits, creating an unintended consequence where Canadian policy supports a foreign competitor. BC conservative transportation critic Harman Bangu echoes these concerns, stating that the current charging infrastructure and the high cost of EVs make the provincial goals unattainable for many British Columbians, even noting his own inability to afford one on an MLA salary. Conversely, Glenn Gary, president of the Victoria Electric Vehicle Association, supports Minister Robertson's stance, agreeing that industry misinformation is a significant factor. He points out that car companies have avenues to mitigate mandate-related costs, including investing in charging infrastructure, and argues that the industry's pushback began only after similar sentiments were expressed by former U.S. President Donald Trump. Gary remains unconcerned about the charging infrastructure, believing most EV charging occurs at home, rendering public charging less critical for the majority of users. Minister Robertson acknowledged the need for more charging stations, promising further announcements and emphasizing the government's commitment to investing in infrastructure to support Canadian jobs in the auto and battery sectors during the aggressive transition to EVs, despite what he called misinformation. But is the industry pushing back, or is this just the reality of a rapidly changing market? Next, we're tackling the confusing world of EV charging adapters, and General Motors is at the center of it all. Adapter apocalypse, GM's charging conundrum. General Motors' decision to adopt Tesla's North American Charging Standard, NACS, last year, while a strategic move towards a more unified charging future, has inadvertently ushered in an era of bewildering complexity for EV owners, primarily through a proliferation of adapters. GM has recently announced 3 new adapters designed to facilitate charging at home and in public, further complicating what is already a challenging landscape for consumers transitioning to electric vehicles. While these adapters are intended to offer flexibility, their sheer number and the underlying technicalities raise serious questions about the user-friendliness of the EV experience, particularly for those new to the technology. The industry's broad commitment to the NACS standard stems from the recognition of Tesla's superior supercharger network compared to the predominantly CCS-equipped third-party charging stations currently available. Automakers initially planned to integrate NACS ports directly into their new EVs, allowing non-Tesla owners to access Tesla's network via CCS to NACS adapters in the interim. However, this transition has been slower than anticipated. The Hyundai Ioniq 5 was among the first non-Tesla EVs to feature a native NACS port, but widespread adoption has lagged. GM's own Cadillac Optiq V is slated to be its first EV with a built-in NACS port later this year, followed by the 2027 Chevy Bolt. In the meantime, a growing array of adapters, or dongles, are emerging to bridge the gap between older CCS systems and the new NACS standard. Beyond the common CCS to NACS adapters, new options like NACS to J1772 adapters are appearing for slower Level 2 charging, where J1772 refers to the specific connector used for this type of charging within the CCS standard. Once automakers begin producing EVs with native NACS ports, further adapters like J1772 to NACS for slow charging and CCS to NACS for fast charging will become necessary for compatibility with existing infrastructure. This adapter hell, as it's being called, presents a significant barrier to entry for potential EV buyers who may be intimidated by the technical jargon and the need for multiple accessories to simply charge their vehicle. While GM's move to provide more adapter options is commendable for enhancing customer flexibility, the underlying complexity risks alienating mainstream consumers. Existing EV owners already grapple with issues such as inconsistent charging speeds, non-standardized connectors, opaque pricing for public charging, and communication errors between vehicles and chargers. The addition of a complex adapter ecosystem exacerbates these challenges, making the EV charging experience daunting. The author expresses concern that this growing list of necessary adapters could become a major obstacle to EV adoption, overshadowing the initial appeal of electric vehicles. The scenario is likened to a user struggling with basic smartphone operations, having to navigate a maze of charging connectors, highlighting the potential for frustration and the need for simplification. The hope remains that a more streamlined and intuitive charging future is on the horizon, but the current reality is one of considerable confusion for consumers. Will these adapters be the key to unlocking more charging options, or just a confusing roadblock? Up next, we're exploring how one luxury automaker is making its electric SUV not just faster, but also a source of entertainment. Gaming on the go, Porsche Macan EV gets a tech and entertainment upgrade. Porsche is set to redefine the luxury electric SUV experience with the 2026 Macan EV, introducing a suite of significant upgrades that enhance performance, technology, and even in-car entertainment. Building on the already impressive 2025 model, the updated Macan EV is designed to reach a new level for both drivers and passengers, promising a more engaging and convenient ownership experience. Pre-orders are now open on Porsche's website, with deliveries expected to commence in spring 2026, starting at a price point of $78,000. $1 of the most innovative additions is the new Porsche Digital Key. Functioning similarly to Tesla's app-based access, this feature allows users to lock, unlock, and control various vehicle functions directly from their iPhone, Apple Watch, or compatible Android device, eliminating the need for a traditional physical key fob. This digital integration enhances convenience and security, allowing for seamless interaction with the vehicle. Porsche is also transforming the Macan EV into a mobile entertainment hub with the introduction of in-car gaming through the Air Console platform. This system enables occupants to play video games, stream music, and watch movies, or utilize other third-party applications directly via the vehicle's infotainment system. Available during parked moments, such as while charging, this feature adds a unique dimension of leisure and fun to the driving experience, particularly for passengers. Advanced driver assistance features have also been significantly upgraded. The 2026 Macan now offers an optional 3D surround view system, complete with active parking assist. Utilizing 4 high-resolution cameras, this system provides a comprehensive 360-degree view of the vehicle's surroundings, aiding in navigation and parking. New functionalities like the transparent hood offer an unobstructed view of the terrain ahead, while trained parking allows the vehicle to autonomously park in predefined spaces like garages. The reverse assist feature enables the car to back itself out of tight spots automatically. Enhancements extend to the infotainment system as well, with an upgraded AI-powered voice assistant, Voice Pilot, capable of understanding more complex and natural language queries, simplifying access to vehicle features without manual input. Furthermore, the towing capacity for the electric Macan has seen a substantial increase. All-wheel drive variants, including the Macan 4, Macan 4S, and Macan Turbo, can now tow up to 5,500 pounds, an impressive 1,100-pound improvement over the previous model, adding significant practicality for owners who require towing capabilities. This new Macan EV is packed with tech, but how does it stack up against its predecessor? Let's dive into the second wave of updates for the Porsche Macan EV, focusing on its smarter tech and enhanced daily usability. Porsche Macan EV 2026, smarter, digital, and more practical than ever. Porsche is rolling out a significant refresh for its all-electric Macan SUV for the 2026 model year, focusing on enhancing driver assistance systems, introducing advanced digital features, and improving overall everyday usability. The objective is to ensure the Macan Electric is not only exhilarating to drive, but also exceptionally convenient for daily life. A cornerstone of these updates is the new Porsche Digital Key. Integrated with Comfort Access, this system empowers owners to use their iPhone, Apple Watch, or compatible Android device as a key for locking, unlocking, and starting the vehicle, bypassing the need for a traditional key. Leveraging NFC, Bluetooth, and ultra-wideband technology, the car automatically recognizes and responds to the user's device when in proximity. This digital key functionality extends to sharing access with up to 7 other individuals via Apple Wallet Android wallet apps, or messaging platforms, with customizable permissions for full driving access or just entry. The My Porsche app also provides granular control over trunk and frunk access. Parking maneuvers are made considerably easier with the updated Macan's 3D surround view system, now featuring active parking support. Employing 4 high-resolution cameras, the system delivers a comprehensive 360-degree view around the SUV and can autonomously identify parking spaces, managing steering and acceleration for both parallel and perpendicular parking. Practicality is further boosted by new functionalities designed for user convenience. The 2026 Macan is also positioned as an entertainment hub, with the Porsche App Center now offering new applications and introducing gaming via Air Console. This platform provides access to a variety of games, from family-friendly titles to classics, playable using smartphones or Bluetooth controllers. A passenger display option ensures that the driver remains focused on the road without distraction. Beyond gaming, occupants can enjoy music streaming, podcasts, and movies, transforming charging stops into opportunities for relaxation and entertainment. Porsche's voice pilot has been significantly upgraded with artificial intelligence, enabling it to understand more natural and complex voice commands. This allows drivers to inquire about vehicle functions and settings in a conversational manner, reducing the need to interact directly with the touchscreen. Personalization options have also been expanded, including illuminated door sill guards and LED courtesy lights, allowing owners to customize their vehicle's interior ambience. The charging planner has been refined to allow drivers to specify preferred charging stations or providers when planning routes, adding another layer of user control. For those requiring hauling capabilities, the all-wheel drive Macan 4, Macan 4S, and Macan Turbo models now boast an increased towing capacity of up to 5,500 pounds, a 1,100-pound enhancement from the outgoing model, significantly boosting the vehicle's utility. With all these upgrades, is this the ultimate electric SUV? We'll wrap up today's news with a quick recap and a look at what's next. That's a wrap on today's electrifying updates. We saw federal ministers pointing fingers at the auto and oil industries over EV misinformation, GM complicating EV charging with a new batch of adapters, and Porsche revamping the Macan EV with gaming features and enhanced tech. Don't forget to like this video if you found it informative, subscribe to ElectroDrive News for all your electric vehicle updates, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a beat. Let us know your thoughts on these stories in the comments below, and follow us on all our social media channels to stay connected. Until next time, keep driving towards the future.